Hello and welcome to Cricbuzz Comm Box. Lucknow Super Giants are halfway through their chase. And it seems like not only in terms of overs, but also in terms of the number of runs required for them, they're getting there really quickly. If you have a look at that, the score is 74 for 1 after 10 overs. And I think the Delhi Capitals should thank Cricbuzz Comm Box because just when we were setting it up, Lisa, they got that one wicket. And they really needed that wicket because this opening partnership, especially Quinton de Kock, they did get KL Rahul, not de Kock. But the way these two were going, the game was going away from them very quickly.
Yeah, both players were set really comfortably, weren't they? And it was de Kock that was the aggressor, and KL kind of slotted into his usual role of just going, to run a ball and feeding the strike. But we've seen what Evan Lewis has been able to do in the early part of this season as well. He's had some match-defining innings, so it'll be important. Two left-handers at the crease now as well. That may be easier for Delhi to be able to maybe shut them down. When you look, I'm just trying to look at who's still to come from a bowler's point of view. Axar still got two overs, Kuldeep 2 overs. So we saw spin was really important, wasn't it, in the first half? So if they can tie them up, you never know. Now that they didn't pick up wickets early, it's about almost trying to see how deep you can take the game. And how many runs you can build up in the final over, 12, 15 might be enough pressure just to jag yourself a victory from the claws of death.
Yeah. Correct. No, and also if you look at the current run rate and the required run rate, they're also neck to neck. And you said a very interesting thing. It's all about now taking the game deep for the Delhi Capitals. We had a look at that bowling card. If we look at it again, there are spinners, and you can see the figures for the spinners have been really good. They were very good for Lucknow. They are very good for the Delhi Capitals as well. But which is that one bowler that Delhi would look at and kind of plead that please take this game deep, get us more wickets?
Sorry, what was the question?
I'm saying which one bowler are they looking at right now and saying, get us those wickets, take this game deep?
Yeah, well, I think Mustafa Fazur Rahman, I think he's going to be effective because he's almost like a spinner. The cutters that he goes into the wicket as well. I guess they're hoping for Anrik Nokia. I mean, 1 over for 19. If he can almost bowl those Yorkers, that pace, like pure pace to take out a couple of wickets, then they may be able to change the tide of the game. At the moment, I mean, you've got to try and lengthen the gap between runs and balls, and just fingers crossed. But whilst de Kock is there, it's going to be a tough ask for them.
It will be. And de Kock has been the aggressor, Lisa. Now, Evan Lewis has come out. I mean, he doesn't really know another way. We saw him struggle against spin, though, in the last game. We saw how Washington Sundar troubled him in his brief stay out there. Will the Delhi Capitals be eyeing an opening there, or will we see a change in approach from Evan Lewis?
No, I don't think you can change your approach. Like some of the guys that they make good money around the world playing a certain brand of cricket. They do know that India is a different beast in itself, and then the pitches and the amount of spinners and the quality of spinners that you face as well in the IPL. But he's been effective already, so he'll draw confidence from that and try and ensure that he kind of really gets going with Quinton de Kock, because if those two do, you might get your early finish that you were hoping for.
Absolutely. I mean, that's still far off. We're not going to talk about that much. But how do you read the way Rishabh Pant's captained in this innings, Lisa? Because if we look at it, his bowling changes, the way he brought on spin early, then brought Norke back in later. But the kind of batting that Quinton de Kock has done, has that forced a few decisions?
Yeah, I was surprised that Nokia actually came as early as he did. Okay. I would have probably gone a bit more spin heavy up front, asking them to kind of make the pace, take the risks, and obviously with the new ball, you get some that grip, some that don't. We've already spoken about the pitch being patchy as well. So, you get a bare patch, it skids through, get a little bit more grass, you might get something out of it. If you don't know what you're bowling and how much is going to grip a turn, how is the batter supposed to know as well? So, I probably would have kind of kept the pace, especially because of de Kock, and he knows him well. He knows how to face him. So, Yeah, and we know that. I think spin can play an important role for players who like to go big, and the fact that in the end Kuldeep Yadav picked up KL Rahul, but he struggled against Axar Patel. So, historically, matchups have been good with the spinners.
Yeah, correct. Now, Delhi have reviewed against Evan Lewis just when we were talking Cricbuzz Comm Box, guys, I tell you. But that it's been a failed review. Evan Lewis is saved, and I think that sets up for an exciting contest, as you said, because of the spinners and the way Evan Lewis plays against spin. Now, Quinton de Kock is set. He's also had a history of being set but not going on to finish the games for his sides. So it really sets up for an interesting battle. At this point, it's 10.5 right now. 77 for 1 needs 73 of 55. Your bet, Lucknow?
Lucknow, but if Delhi pick up a couple of wickets, could just take the game really deep. Also, a reminder now with the reviews that Delhi have lost their reviews. So any little half chances now, they can't go upstairs. So they've burnt them, and we're just over halfway.
Yeah, correct. It sets up for an interesting remainder of this chase, of course, at the end of which we'll come back with Cricbuzz Live. That's all in this installment of Cricbuzz Comm Box. Thank you, Lisa, for joining us. Thank you to all of you for joining in. We'll see you on Cricbuzz Live.